Hi Imogen. So you should have done your perfect cadence worksheet by now, and you should be moving on to your Plagal cadences. Remember that Plagal cadences we talked about yesterday being the Amen cadence, going from 4 to 1. Whenever you write cadences, we want to make sure that we're using the vocal ranges and our 4 voices. So soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. Soprano from middle C to high G, alto from low G to C, and tenor from low C, remembering that we're in bass clef now for tenor, up to high, that's C, E, G in the treble clef, and then bass going from low F to middle C. So we talked about Plagal cadences being 4 to 1. We're going to do an example in the key of G major. So whenever we write a cadence, we want to make sure that we're using our double stave, the grand stave as it's called, and that we've got our double bar line at the end because we only want 2 bars. We indicate it with our chords 4 to 1, 1 being the tonic chord. The key of G major has in it an F sharp, so we need to label that in there as well. We'll need to get our ready retina sorted as well. So the tonic chord being G major, G, B, D, and the 4 chord not at the top, but go down 1 letter. So D, the letter before D is C, our C major, C, E, and G. Again, in 4-part harmony, we need 4 separate notes. The same rules apply, only double the tonic or the third. In this case, we're going to continue to double the tonic. Have a go at doubling the third in your own work at home. And the same rules kind of apply as well. We want bass movement going from C to G. We call it the root or the bottom of the chord. And then we need to look at the other notes. 2. Are there any notes here that are similar? Yes, that G and that G. So we've got the same notes. 3. Now we need to look at the notes, and we want our notes to fall. So we have a look at E. E would go down to D. E would go down to D. If you think about it in terms of our piano. 2, 3. We've got a piano here, and it's always a good idea to write these at the top of your worksheets. The letter E is here, and the letter D is here. So we're physically moving down the scale. And lastly, C to B. C is over here, B is here. We're moving down. And that's what gives it its kind of Amen cadence-like quality. Let's have a go at writing it now. We've got our ready retina telling us what needs to go where. C moves to G. Well, in this case, we might be able to go down, and that's okay. Or we could go from C up to that G. For myself, I'm going to go down. Make sure you put it on the right note. C down to G. Then we need to look at what is the same. Remembering your rules. G goes to G. Well, where can we put that that will sit comfortably in this voicing? I would place it inside of the tenor voice, up high. G, going to G. Lastly, let's match the other 2. So C going down to B and E going down to D. Well, that's pretty simple. We could put a C down to B in the soprano line, and then the E down to D here. Again, it's nice and close, and we've got root movement in the bass. Have a go for yourself in C major and F major.